filming and editing this video in the last minutes of 2021. So happy new year, new ideas! Today I will show you how to knit covers for the earpads of these headphones. I have been using them for some years. The leather of the earpads is peeling off and they need to be glued back in place. We can save them using waste yarn. You can see how it will look like. First, make sure the racking handle is in its upper position. Raise 24 needles on the front bed. Place the edge springs and make sure the latches are closed. Then raise the opposite 24 needles on the back bed. Place the edge springs and make sure the latches are closed. Take the orange ruler and arrange the needles in 1-to-1 division contrary to the needle rule. The leftmost working needle must be on the back bed and the rightmost working needle must be on the front bed of the machine. Don't forget to move the edge springs on the last working needles. Now you can see up close. Set the front lock to CX and the stitch size to 1. Set the back lock the same way, CX and stitch size 1. Insert the black strippers and take the yarn. I will use 2 strands of black acrylic yarn. Now knit 2 rows. It should look like this. Clear the row counter and increase the stitch size to 5 on both sides of the lock. Raise the empty needles on both beds. You must have 24 needles in working position on the front bed and 24 needles in working position on the back bed of the machine. The needles must be opposite to each other. Now knit 70 rows. After each row, use the orange ruler and tap on the working needles to tighten the yarn. This way you will not jam the machine and the cast on will look perfect. After you knit the first 10 rows, you can continue knitting without tapping on the needles. Move the lock to the color changer and cut the yarn. I will retread the machine because I will use the yarn to knit the second cover. Take the yarn tail and thread it into the double-eye bodkin tool. Remove the edge springs and start taking the stitches on the front bed from right to left. You can take 1 or 2 stitches at the same time. When you take the leftmost stitch on the front bed, start taking the stitches on the back bed from left to right. When you take the last stitch, the knitting will fall from the machine. It should look like this, a short tube with 2 yarn tails. You can use either side as the right side of the covers. In the video I will use the purl side. I will turn the tube inside out so the knitted side is inside. pull one of the tails to gather one of the ends, but don't pull it all the way, a small hole must remain in the middle. Take the foam cushion and insert it into the tube. I will show you two ways of attaching the earpads. You can stretch the end of the tube over the speaker. Then you can pull the yarn tail so the edge will get gathered around the speaker and the earpad will stay securely. The other way is to pull the second yarn tail and gather the back side the same way as the front. They should look like this. Now we have to hide the yarn tails. Thread the yarn tail into a blunt needle and make 1 or 2 knots around the center. Then you can cut the tail short or push it inside. Now you can see how they will look like. To attach them to the headphones, I will use hot glue. I will place the glue around the speaker. It's a super easy way to attach them and you can remove them easily at any time. Press the earpad and hold it for a few seconds. Now let's glue the second one the same way. This is the final result. One earpad cover weighs only 6 grams, so you can make them using leftover pieces of yarn. And your stylish granny headphones are ready for use. Let's test them. That's all for today. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day and see you in my next video.